Hi everybody. Yeah, I'm just doing this video in my car because where I'm at there is company over who don't want to hear me shouting about theology and politics and stuff. Okay. I'm doing this video partly because I think it's an under-discussed topic. And the topic is basically who of all these evangelists and promoters of mainly the Christian faith, but I suppose other faiths as well, who of these people that we encounter, people like Kent Hovind, Eric Hovind, Ray Comfort, William Lane Craig, etc., 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 who of them actually believes what they're peddling? You know, who of them actually seriously believes what they're trying to make everyone else believe? Bored to Bits has done a couple of videos quite recently where he's asserted that, as far as he's concerned, Ray Comfort does not believe a word of what he's preaching. Not one word. He is essentially an atheist. He doesn't believe any more than I do or any other atheists do. He doesn't believe what he's teaching any more than the atheists he debates with. I'm inclined to agree with Bored to Bits on that. I just don't think Ray Comfort can possibly believe what he's saying. I think I always think of that there's a meme and it uses a Dawkins quote, and there's a picture of Ray Comfort holding his banana, and the quote from Dawkins saying, something along the lines of, if anyone could ever find a better explanation for the natural world than evolution, it would come from a scientist, not an idiot. And of course we all think, yeah, but is Ray Comfort really an idiot, or is he just a con artist? You know, I tend to think he's a con artist. I personally don't think he's exceptionally intelligent. What I think he does have is a talent for spin. He knows how to spin things. He knows how to sell ice to the Eskimos. I think he understands evolution and abiogenesis and cosmology, which of course is what we're really talking about when we're talking about evolution in the creationist vocabulary. He understands those things well enough to know that they are a better explanation for the universe and the natural world around us than creation is, and biblical creation is. He understands that, I think. I don't think he understands it exceptionally well, but he understands it enough to know that it's a better explanation than anything that comes out of his Bible or any of his books which are supposed to explain the Bible. Eric Hovind, I feel similar about. I just think he has that inane, utterly shallow grin, doesn't he? He has that rictus grin that's supposed to make him look all charming and endearing to kind of win people over. But he's, you know, he's just dead inside. You know, the guy is just emotionless, greedy asshole, basically. That's sort of how I feel about a lot of those types. We know that guy Marjo, I can't remember his surname now. I mean, we know that he never believed. He admitted he never believed. He never believed from the word go. When he was preaching when he was 4 years old, he was the youngest preacher there was. He didn't believe. He was preaching like that because he didn't want his parents to abuse him. You know, he didn't want them to run his head under a tap or anything. He never believed. He never believed, and he admitted he never believed, and he continued to preach even though he didn't believe because it made him money. But what about, I don't know, people like William Lane Craig? I have to be honest, I'm a bit on the fence about him. I don't know enough about him. I know he has certain arguments for God, such as the Kalam cosmological argument and so on, which are basically bad arguments. He does have real qualifications, unlike the likes of Kent Hovind. He actually does have a couple of real doctorates. I think he studied one at the University of Birmingham, so he has studied at proper academic institutions, and yeah, does have proper qualifications. But does he really believe what he's peddling? Now, what he's peddling isn't young Earth creationism. However, it does clash with evolution. He has questioned evolution a couple of times where it clashes with his proposed form of Christianity. So although he's not a creationist, with a capital C, anyway, he still has. He's still anti-evolutionary in certain respects. I was thinking about people like here on YouTube. I mean, JP Holding, aka Tecton TV. Well, does he really believe? I inclined to think, given how aggressive he is, and how angry he is, and how short his patience is with his detractors, I'd say he both believes and doesn't believe, which is possible. Some people don't realise it's called cognitive dissonance. He believes, and that's where the frustration comes from. He believes something very deeply, but also on a certain level knows it's not true, and that annoys him. It annoys him, and he takes that annoyance out on people who point out this obvious untruth to him, the obvious falsehood of his beliefs, of his proposed beliefs. And I've encountered a few people like that. They have this anger that is obviously a way of resolving their cognitive dissonance. But then there's also this way of thinking of believing two completely conflicting things as well, and that's doublethink, and that's where there's no dissonance between the two. So the person seems quite happy to just believe two things which are completely in conflict with each other. And I think that's true of a lot of people. A lot of people say they have no faith in evolution, so they don't believe in evolution, but they'll quite happily use medicine, which is a product of evolution. You know, the medicine that we discovered by using the theory of evolution. And they don't seem to be at all bothered by that. Well, you get people who are completely adamant that their faith, their religion, is the one true correct religion, but they'll quite happily hang out with people who are of other faiths or none. I think George Orwell came up with the term doublethink, or he certainly used it if he didn't come up with it, which described that. People can quite happily just believe two completely conflicting things and it doesn't bother them, in contrast to this cognitive dissonance where it bothers them like crazy, and it comes out in the form of things like anger. So yeah, long story short, I'm trying to suss out, who do you think actually believes what they're peddling? And who do you think knows full well it's a load of honk and is just peddling it anyway, purely for money or for attention or for fame? You know, I think in terms of certain people on YouTube, it's a lot about attention, isn't it? But yeah, I think it's a bit of an under-discussed topic, so I wanted to kind of throw it out there. Okay, let me know what you think, guys. Goodbye.